Okay, so it looks like there might be some truth to the conspiracy theories about Angie Stone's passing, and it's just as bad as we thought it was going to be. And now fans seem to be convinced that Tyler Perry just might be in the middle of it all. Remember when Tyler showed up at Angie Stone's funeral and took that moment to call out the music industry? He went all in, talking about how black artists get used, underpaid, and basically robbed of what they deserve. And while he did raise some valid points, not everyone was here for it. Monique, for one, wasted no time calling him out. She reminded everyone that he once did her dirty too and blackballed her, allegedly, all because she refused to work for free. So a lot of people saw his speech as a little hypocritical. Well, fans are now putting two and two together, and they seem convinced that Tyler might be involved in a massive cover-up about Angie. But what on earth does Tyler Perry have to do with this? And has he been working against the black community this entire time? Let's break this down. Angie's death really shook people up, not because it was heartbreaking, but because it happened so suddenly. A lot of fans felt like something wasn't adding up. Yeah, car accidents sadly happen all the time, but this one, it just felt off. She had just been in a minor accident, and then not long after, she was hit by a semi-truck. What made it even stranger was that she was the only person who died. No one else involved seemed seriously hurt, which raised a lot of questions. The odds of that happening are super low. And of course, Jaguar Wright didn't waste any time chiming in. She claimed Angie's death wasn't just an accident, it was intentional. According to her, Angie had gotten too close to some powerful industry folks and was trying to speak out, and those people weren't about to let her do that. Jaguar basically said it was a sacrifice that Angie was taken out before she could expose the wrong people.
What do they want?
What do you mean? They want their payment. They want their pound of flesh. They want you to keep feeding the system. Doesn't matter how hard she worked for it. That's not her money. That's their money. That's what they do. They've been robbing me for years.
Yep.
They stole more money from me than they stole from Angie. I can't stop thinking about Nick Carter and Aaron Carter. I can't stop thinking. Brother in the Illuminati, brother not in the Illuminati. Brother in the Illuminati commits all kinds of heinous crimes against women, and he's okay, but his brother's gone. And all he wanted was his money so he could push on. Like, how many of these things have to happen in front of the public? Of course they're going to attack, I'll be sure. Of course they're going to attack me. Of course they're going to attack anybody who's interested in the truth. Of course they're going to come at us really hard for that first 72 hours and make sure we stop posting, or at least get us flagged from being able to go live, so nobody thinks about the details of the fact that we just watch Angie Stone get moved around in real time on her son's.
When Jaguar said what she said, it got people talking. Folks started piecing things together, and the more they thought about it, the more things just didn't sit right. On March 1st, 2025, Angie and her team were heading back from a Mardi Gras show in Alabama. They'd been filming something out there, but took a little break to enjoy the celebration. It was supposed to be a fun, quick trip, a chance to relax before jumping back into work. They were cruising down I-65. Everything seemed totally normal until suddenly the van flipped. Just like that. Everyone inside was jolted, but thankfully none of them were seriously hurt. It was scary, but they all made it out okay, or so it seemed. Before they even had a chance to catch their breath or figure out what just happened, things took a heartbreaking turn. A semi-truck came out of nowhere and slammed into the overturned Sprinter van at full speed. The impact was brutal. It crushed the van completely, and heartbreakingly, Angie didn't survive. She was the only one who died that night, and it left her team, her loved ones, and her fans completely devastated. At first, everyone chalked it up to a tragic accident. You know, just an awful chain of events that ended in the worst way possible. But as time went on, people started paying more attention to the details. Something about it just didn't feel right. The more folks looked into it, the more questions they had. What started off as a freak accident slowly started to feel like there might be more to the story. See, only a few weeks before the tragedy, Angie had hinted at an upcoming legal battle on her Instagram page, writing, "I've just discovered something that's been hidden in the dark for too long. My publishing was stolen, and guess what? I know exactly who did it. But don't get it twisted. I'm coming for you, all the dogs who thought they could take what's mine. Trust, I'm ready." Just like Jamie Foxx said, what had happened was, well, now it's my turn to share my testimony. It's a new chapter, and you can bet the truth is coming to light. Stay tuned. The timing was shady AF. Angie had just started calling out UMG and then suddenly she was gone. That doesn't feel like a coincidence, and it felt way too convenient. And if you think that sounds wild, it gets even darker. The most chilling part comes from someone who actually survived the crash. According to this witness, Angie didn't die in the initial wreck, she got out. A woman at the scene even helped her climb out of the van. But before she could get to safety, the driver of the semi-truck showed up out of nowhere and hit her.
People are reporting hearing pop, pop, pop before the crash. Sounds like we may have a case of road rage. Either 1, road rage, or 2, you know what. Now, it seems that the pop may have been to the tires, and that will cause the van to lose control.
If you think that's wild, hold on. There's more. Someone who was in the van with Angie said the driver was going way too fast. When Angie told him to slow down, he straight up ignored her and just sped up instead. According to reports, Sharita Murphy, who was one of 8 people in the van with Angie Stone, expressed gratitude on her Facebook page. "We are blessed to be alive." She credits Angie Stone's calm demeanor during the ordeal, alleging the van driver's extremely fast driving caused Angie Stone to request he slow down, but he failed to do so, resulting in the van flipping 3 times before being struck by an 18-wheeler and claiming the life of Angie Stone. And then there's the fact that Angie had been so loud about calling out the people who had wronged her. Fans can't help but wonder if her sudden tragic death was really just an accident, or is it somehow tied to the unpaid royalties and the legal battle she was getting ready to fight. Because honestly, this wouldn't be the first time an artist mysteriously lost their life after standing up to the industry's most powerful players. Well, at her funeral, Tyler Perry seemed to hint at this when he went off on the industry.
Y'all gotta forgive me because I'm angry at the way she was treated. I did not know all the things that she was going through. Recently, I found out because I'm not on Instagram. I'm not being hooked and manipulated by an algorithm telling me what to think and how to feel. So I don't see everything. But to think that this woman was in the business for all of these years, and there's a difference between performing because you want to and performing because you have to. All of those years, all of those songs, all of that money that was owed to her, where is it? It's wrong. It is wrong. And I'm tired of seeing us struggle and go through things and work hard and not reap the benefits of what we were supposed to reap. But you got to be careful when you start mistreating people, especially children of God, because the Bible says, touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. And I'm going to tell you something. This woman was a prophet. She prophesied and preached her own eulogy. What am I talking about? In her song, No More Rain in This Cloud, she says, my sunshine has come. And I'm all cried out. There's no more rain in this cloud. And many of you may not know this, but I'm a pilot. And when you are a pilot, the first thing you study is the weather. And I learned about clouds. And what a cloud is particles, air and particles. And when the rain gets in that cloud and the particles get too heavy, it becomes to rain. It drops to the ground. It falls. It is just like our souls. We hold so much in. We hold so much pain. We hold so much that it has to come out of our eyes as tears. But the beauty of what she was talking about is when a cloud has no more tears, it dissipates. It's gone. But if you listen to that song again, there's a part that I want you to really, really listen to. She said, what goes around comes around.
Now, everyone was on Tyler's side until Monique called him out on his BS and exposed him for being a hypocrite. She wrote, Dear Tyler Perry, I recently watched your heartfelt speech at Angie Stone's funeral where you expressed frustration over her mistreatment by the music industry. It struck me and my husband Sydney as poignant, but also made us reflect on some unsettling discrepancies in your actions towards me. One, you expressed anger over Angie's mistreatment, yet you labeled me difficult to work with, despite never having worked with me. How can you condemn poor treatment of others when you've imposed the same on me? We have audio of you admitting you were wrong. Two, you asked where's the money she's owed. Well, where's my public apology that you promised in 2016? The false narrative you perpetuated helped blackball me, costing me tens of millions. Where's the restitution for that? She continued. Three, you mentioned being tired of us not receiving the benefits you deserve. Yet you asked me to promote Precious for free without a contract or compensation, which highlights your double standard. Four, you said we should be careful in how we treat children of God. As a man of faith, where's your responsibility to act with love and truth? You promised me an apology years ago, but it's yet to come. Unlike the music industry, which you rightly criticize, we have audio documentation of your actions. Shouldn't you be held accountable too? In closing, I hope your words at Angie's funeral inspire you to correct the wrongs done to my family and me. You have the power to do so. Well, it's no surprise that fans turned against Tyler after that. At this point, fans are speculating that the reason Tyler went on a rant at Angie's funeral is to hide his tracks. By pretending to call out the industry, he could pretend to be one of the good guys and people wouldn't look too deeply into his alleged role in the crash. But fans are starting to dig, and y'all can bet that it's only a matter of time before they manage to officially link Tyler to Angie's passing. And when they finally make the connection, ciao, Hollywood is going to come burning down. But in the meantime, I want to know what you guys think about this, so drop your thoughts in the comments and then check out this next video.